Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Canvas Conversations. My guest today will be fighting in the main event at LFA 37 for the vacant flyweight title. He trains at a Factory X Muay Thai in Inglewood, Colorado. He is Sid Bice. Good afternoon, Sid. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. You guys are Factory X is out of Inglewood. Is that correct?
Yep.
Cool, man. Awesome. I haven't been there, but I'm from Colorado, so I wanted to make sure I got that plug right for you guys.
Yep.
Awesome, man. So how are you doing today, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Kind of a relaxing day actually. I had to do a few medicals this morning, get that small stuff done, and just been doing interviews the rest of the day actually.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Who else have you been talking to today?
I just got done talking to James Lynch.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy really well. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. I like James.
Great, man. Well, I love your nickname, Sid, the Vicious. I'm curious, are you a wrestling fan? Is that why you chose that nickname?
Oh man, I was wrestling in college actually, and some of my teammates started calling me Sid Vish, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck, you know. But yeah, I used to watch the WWE stuff back in the day, and it might have been I don't even remember what it was called back then, but yeah, I still remember Sid Vicious from there for sure.
Awesome, man. So, are you an MMA fan as well?
Oh, of course.
Who's your favorite MMA fighter?
Man, I have a few different guys. I love watching TJ Dillashaw fight. He's probably one of my favorite guys right now.
Kind of another wrestler. Is that kind of the reason why, maybe?
Yeah, I think we kind of I try to emulate some of his style, so yeah, I think so.
Awesome, man. Where did you wrestle at in college?
I wrestled actually right where I'm fighting in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. As a college called Augustana.
Yeah, yeah, I'm familiar. Are you from South Dakota? Is that where you're born at?
Yep, I'm from there actually. Yeah, I'm from a small little town called Winter. It's pretty small. I think there's only about 4,000 people in it, so it'll be fun to go back to my home state and fight for sure.
Awesome, man. Does that mean a lot to you to be able to go back home and get a fight since you've been away for a while?
Yeah, it has, man. Actually my last two were there, and this one's gonna be my third in a row back in South Dakota. So especially for the flyweight world title, man, I think that's awesome to be able to bring it back to my home state and fight in front of a bunch of hometown people, you know.
Absolutely. So I know you've been in Colorado for a while. What originally brought you out there? Was it training?
Yeah, training mostly. I was actually kind of helping our high school wrestling team, and we came out and did a camp with Joe Warren, and he's kind of the one that introduced me to Mark and those guys. And actually, I came out. I was just kind of getting into the MMA scene, and I think I had a couple, maybe three or four amateur fights, and I was kind of really starting to get into it. And I wanted to actually pursue it, and so I came out here. I met Mark, and man, I went home. I sold all my stuff, and I moved out here like 2 weeks later, and I've been here ever since. So it's been awesome.
Wow, man, that's awesome. That is cool. So how old were you when you decided to make this a career for yourself?
I think I was 22. I think either 22 or somewhere right in that area.
Is that pretty scary to just like sell all your stuff, get up, move from where you're super comfortable at living to pick up a career in fighting?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people thought I was kind of nuts, kind of going out there selling all my stuff and moving to the big city, which I don't know, Denver seems like it's still big to me, but it's not that big anymore. But it's always growing as well. But yeah, man, it was kind of a crazy move, but I figured if I didn't do it then, man, I was gonna regret not doing it later in life. So that's just my decision.
Yeah, you always have the rest of your life to go back and do normal stuff, right?
Right, exactly.
Awesome, man. Well, I saw on your Instagram, it looks like you enjoy the outdoors, hunting, fishing. I see you out there with your dog a lot. What's the coolest part
Yep.
about living in Colorado?
Oh, definitely the outdoors, man. I love getting out in the mountains and I got a lot of buddies out here that are hunters and fishermen, so I've been learning how to hunt out here. That was kind of my big pastime back home, so I'm still learning out here. It's a little different, especially like the fly fishing and stuff, but I'm getting the hang of it. It's been fun.
Are you learning how to fly fish?
I've been trying. I've caught a few on the fly rod, but
Oh
I'm
man,
still.
that's cool, bro. That's not easy. That is not easy, bro. So I'm impressed. Where have you been
No.
fishing at?
I mean, I usually when I fly fish, I go up by like Decker's area, kind of like below Cheeseman Reservoir and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's cool, man. That's awesome. Do you take your pup out there?
Oh yeah, he always comes with me. He's kind of my hiking buddy, so anytime I get up there, he's always with me.
Awesome, man. Golden Retriever, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's sitting right here too. Oh, Rook.
Little cameo. What's his name?
His name's Ruger, like the
Ruger.
gun.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. You call him Rugs?
Yeah, call him Rugs most of the time.
I love it, man. I love it. So, you have another job. You had mentioned to me when we were trying to set up this interview that you have another job. What's your other job?
Yeah, man, I actually do like HVAC stuff, so pretty much heating and cooling, all that kind of stuff. I work for a company called Northern Climate. I actually got introduced to him. I was teaching one of his kids. I teach at the gym at Factory X, doing all the kids programs, wrestling and jiu-jitsu and stuff. And I met him through his dad and started working for him, and it's been great, man. He works a lot with me with my fight schedule and stuff, so it's great.
Oh, that's cool. I was just going to ask you, is that kind of hard to balance a professional career with a professional fighting career?
Yeah, man. I mean, it is, but obviously he works with me a lot, and he gives me the time off I need when I have fights coming up and all that good stuff. So it's been great.
Awesome, man. Well, you're 8-1. You're fighting for the vacant flyweight title. Roberto Sanchez has been called up to the UFC and vacated his title. So I'm curious, since obviously the LFA has turned into kind of a feeder program for the UFC with a big win on the 20th. What do you think, man? Is this the one that punches your card to the UFC?
Yeah, man, I think so. I feel like I've been kind of knocking on that door for a while now. My record's getting up there. I'm getting to be that age, and I've fought some tough opponents. I fought two guys who have been in the UFC and one who's currently in there. So yeah, man, I'm right in that area where I think any of my next fights could be the fight to send me there. But fighting for the title for LFA is definitely a big bonus.
Have you been eyeing some of that talent that's at the flyweight division, the guys like Eric Shelton and how they've been doing?
Yeah, man, I watched them. I think I've trained with quite a few top level guys in the UFC, and I know I'm at the same level as those guys. I train with them, and if I'm not beating them, I'm right there with them. So it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, being that this is the main event and what we talked about, kind of your hometown fight, is this added any pressure to you for this fight?
No, man, I feel like I just go out there and fight. I think the crowd kind of gives me more of like uh, you know, push to do better more than anything. I like to feed off the crowd, and the energy in there is awesome. So I'm excited for it.
Do you usually get a lot of nerves when you're walking out there, or does it feel like it's almost a calming deal for you?
Kind of like right when you just first start walking out, I get a little nervous, but after kind of like midway through the walk, it's all gone. And once I get in the cage, man, it's go time.
Absolutely, absolutely. What are you looking forward to most in the fight camp? I know, or the fight week. I know it's a tough week. You got to cut weight and travel and stuff. But what do you look forward to most in the fight week?
Um, Man, I'm mainly looking forward to some good food afterwards, honestly. um, but yeah, man, it's gonna be great to see all my family and friends. Man, that's probably the biggest thing for me this fight is getting to see all those people. And I think I'm gonna stay for a week after the fight and hang out with the family and see a bunch of my old buddies. So I'm pumped about that.
Oh, that's cool. Are they going to be at the fight, your old buddies?
Oh yeah, most of them, I'm sure.
Oh, that's cool, man. Be cool to see all the old faces, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot going on in South Dakota, so I'm sure they can make it.
Right, right. Well, you've got a tough opponent in Michael Perez. How do you like the matchup, and do you have any thoughts on how you see the fight going?
Yeah, man, he's a tough guy. He's an Olympic style wrestler. But man, I feel like my wrestling's right there with him, and I feel like I transition my wrestling better than he does in MMA. I feel like I've been doing it a lot longer, and I've learned from Joe Warren and tons of high level wrestlers that helped me translate my wrestling to it. And I feel like he's still got a lot to learn with that. I've watched a few of his fights, and he's no doubt a good wrestler, but he has a hard time transitioning with his strikes to his takedowns and stuff. And I feel like I'm going to capitalize on that. But yeah, man, I feel like it's going to start on the feet. I feel like I'm going to start beating him up, and he's going to be working hard to get the takedown. And I feel like I'm going to finish him in a submission.
Oh wow, awesome, awesome. Okay, I like the confidence there, brother. So I know every fight camp is a little different. Being that this is such an opportunity for you, was this champ camp any different for you? Did you have to overcome any big hurdles?
Not really, man. It's at Factory X we kind of have a schedule. We all pretty much all the pro fighters and amateur guys that follow. So I mean, I just trust in the program. I'm working with guys on a daily basis on especially for this fight. I work with my head coach and a few other guys on some small detail stuff for the fight exactly. But other than that, man, it's just been a normal camp going in there and busting ass and getting ready to take home this W.
Absolutely. How much has Factory X grown since you've been there in Colorado?
Oh man, it's huge anymore, man. I think when I first started, they just opened up the facility where I was at now. I think there was maybe like 12 to 15 guys when I first started, and now, man, there's over 50 guys on the mat every night. So it's awesome.
Wow. Well, we talked a little bit earlier about that weight cut. I missed this question when I thought about that. Are you looking forward to eating anything in particular? Whenever I was cutting weight, I always had something that I was like just dying to have. You got anything mapped out that you
Oh
gotta
man,
have?
I love to have steak afterwards. I usually like before, man, I'm always like a sweet tooth, man. I'm always like craving like chocolate and stuff. But after I'm actually made weight, I'm like, man, all I want is a big juicy steak, man.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's kind of funny because I used to do the same thing. I love the steaks, man. Makes you feel just
Oh
fat
yeah.
and happy, right?
Oh yeah, it feels good. It actually fills you up for sure.
Yeah, right. Awesome, man. So when do you head up there? When are you heading over there to South Dakota?
I fly out on Wednesday. I think I get there around 3:30 or something on Wednesday.
Awesome. How is the weight cut? Going well?
It's been going great, man. I think last night I left the gym at 32, so yeah, man, I'm already getting close.
Oh yeah,
I went
perfect.
up, yeah, like waking up about eight and a half over right now. So, yeah, it's been going really good.
Awesome, man. So I know it's been a little while since your last fight. Was there any reason for the longer layoff?
Oh man, it's always been a struggle finding me fights. Kind of my whole career. Actually, last year was my biggest year, 3 fights in last year. So, but yeah, man, we were just looking for a fight. I was waiting on LFA to give me this title shot, and they finally did. So I'm pumped about it, man.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to see you in there, brother. It feels like it's going to be a great matchup. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it, man. Anytime you fight a good wrestler, it's going to be a brawl. So, man, I'm pumped for this fight. I think it's going to be exciting.
Awesome, Sid. Well, brother, I appreciate you giving us some time. Like I said at the top, I know you're busy, so I'm glad we could make this happen, bro. Before I let you go, what have you been listening to as far as tunes while you're on the way to the gym or maybe just while you're chilling out?
Man, I've actually, I don't know, it's kind of funny, but I've been listening to "I'm Coming Home" by, oh man, I think is it P Diddy or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Listen to that and gets me pumped up since I know I'm going home and fight in front of a home crowd. So, yeah, it's kind of been my pump up song going to the gym.
That's cool. That's cool. That's like perfect, right?
Yeah, it is. It's perfect for sure.
Do you think you're gonna walk out to that?
I don't know if LFA lets me pick my music. Usually they just have like some
Yeah,
generic stuff.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that. That's right. That's right. Well, it'll be cool whenever you get the opportunity to do that, right? Pretty soon,
Yeah,
right?
I need to have that UFC card in Sioux Falls, and I'll walk out to it then.
Awesome, man. Well, again, Sid, I appreciate your time, brother. Guys, be sure to check out Sid Bice next Friday, April the 20th. He'll be looking to make his case for the UFC at LFA 37 live on AXSTV. TV.